Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic, what am I doing? I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you. Tuning into the day's energies, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. All right, in the past, we've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Feels like you have invested a lot of time in a space and you're needing to leave that space. Feels like it's hard for you to leave this space. Feels like you've been loyal, focused, so it's so on whatever this is, dedicated. Feels like nothing will grow anymore in that space. There's a lot of difficulty here. You've expended so much of your time and energy, it's hard to think of anything else, going anywhere else, being anything else. It also feels like you don't want to be alone. Feels like there's financial issues also. Feels like it's hard to get a straight answer from anybody because it feels like everybody's masked. Feels like you're being handled, not communicated with. Feels like you're being juggled. For some of you, there's a Three of Swords. That's a challenge. Third parties, heartbreak, betrayal. Feels like there's somebody here breaking your heart, but nobody's talking about it. It feels like whoever you're with in the past, they're very masked. They're juggling you. Even with all that said, it's like, but you don't want to leave this space. You don't want to be alone. It's hard for you to make any plans to leave this comfort zone that you're in, this space. Again, for some of you, it might be financial issues. For a lot of you, it feels like I don't know what else to do. It feels like you've been doing this relationship. It feels like I don't know what else to do other than I don't want to be alone. This is heartbreaking. I don't know what to, no one's talking to you. They're handling you. It looks like the only option that you have, that you're perceiving, is to go your own way, kind of step into this Queen of Swords energy, having to be head over heart, be tactical, be discerning about what your options are. Feels like maybe having to leave several pentacles behind you and take what you can and make your own opportunity. No one's giving you an opportunity. You're having to create an opportunity for yourself. Feels like you have this gear within you, this ability to be head over heart, but it feels like the time that I'm tuned into, you haven't stepped into this aspect of yourself. You haven't used this gear in a long time. You're having to be smart. You're having to be careful about who you talk to. The challenge here is the Tower. The challenge is letting everything fall apart. It feels like you've worked so hard to make things not fall apart, to keep things from falling apart, because you thought that that's what is your job, that would lead you to your happiness. But instead, it's created so much confusion and so much unhappiness in your life. I think there's a decision here to let things fall apart. It's time to let things fall apart that aren't, feels like you're the only one trying to hold things together at this point. There's a need for you to stop sacrificing yourself, to follow your desires. There's a real opportunity here to create a phoenix rising from the ashes. Feels like once you stop sacrificing yourself, sacrificing everything to be in a relationship with someone who's be in a space, it feels confusing, and it feels like there's very little opportunities, little options. Feels like you're taking the only options. You're making those options for yourself. No one's giving you an opportunity. You're having to create everything on your own. Wow. All right. In this current energy, we've got the Five of Wands in reverse. A lack of chaos. What's the What's the Five of Wands in reverse in the current energy? What is it that we need to know about the Five of Wands? Okay. Feels like you're not engaging with this energy, this past energy. Feels like you're very guarded. You're showing up at Nine of Wands, wounded warrior. Feels like you're not interested in any of this past energy. Not engaging with it, not interested. Yeah, you're very guarded against this energy. It looks like whoever this is, there's a lot of negative talk about you, lies, deception. I'm hearing a dog barking. Feels like they're barking. Someone's barking. Bat, 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 bat. They've got a lot of negative things to say about you. Are they saying? I don't feel like they're saying it to you. It feels like this could be a group of people. Yeah, they're trying to create painful communication. They're trying to get people to lose interest in you. They're trying to control your narrative. So people will stop being interested in you. They're causing a lot of betrayal. Very painful what's being said. All right. Why is this showing up? It feels like this negative communication about you. It feels like there's a group of people. They don't have anything going on in their lives, nothing exciting. You're very exciting. It looks like you've moved on, moved to calmer grounds. You've taken your power back. You're very powerful. It feels like you're empowered, very confident. You're your own authority. I get the feeling that these people used to have some type of sway over you and how you perceive yourself. But now it looks like you are in the Hierophant, that you are connected with your higher self, that you are your own authority, that you're not asking other people to perceive you. And okay, so in the past, it looks like you chased other people's opinions about you, trying to convince people to see you in a different light, and people held control over you by not perceiving you how you want to be perceived. You gave your power away. Please perceive me in this way in the past. And now you've taken them out of the equation. It feels like you perceive yourself now, and that's enough. You're confident. You faced fears. It feels like you've moved away from these energies and you're your own authority. So this group can't do anything to you. It feels like you're solid, and it feels like that's a problem with this group. They want you to go back to drinking the Kool-Aid, to seeing your limitations, not being free. It feels like you've freed yourself. And it feels like these are people that have issues with someone who's a free thinker, someone who has confidence, someone who doesn't care what the peanut gallery thinks. All right, in what's hidden, we have the Hermit. Feels like you have gone at it alone. Feels like your journey of being alone, you've learned a lot from this journey. You've become enlightened. You've found yourself. You've found a lot of information from this journey of being alone. Feels like you have a lot to share from your journey. Feels like once you are willing to be alone, that you don't see that as a bad thing, it feels like people were taking advantage of your woundedness, not wanting to be alone. And so you would tolerate and accept people that don't care for you. It looks like you've been on a path of self-discovery, leadership. It looks like you've been learning how to lead yourself. Anything else around what's hidden? Interesting. Feels like there's a lot that's been hidden. Feels like the more you go along your path, the more you become your authentic self, that your authentic self is not someone who gives their power away, that you're actually a very powerful being. You have leadership skills, and it feels like you've learned how to lead and how to not lead. It feels like you've learned that leadership isn't about bossing people around, being able to have power over people. It feels like the type of leader that you are becoming is someone who empowers others, wants people to take their power. Wow. All right. In the outcome and advice, we've got the Three of Wands in reverse. It feels like there's you've been waiting for something. The wait is up. It's interesting. Get this toxic feminine energy coming out in the what to be mindful of. It feels like it's a challenge. I can't tell if this is an internalized challenge, an external actual person in the 3D, or both. First message I'm getting is it looks like you were raised to not walk away, to not find your independence, to keep drinking the Kool-Aid. But it looks like you've shifted those beliefs. You're not willing to stay at any cost. You're learning as you go. It isn't about being perfect. It's about making mistakes and learning as you go. Being willing to learn as you go, figuring things out. It looks like that's, instead of trying to control a narrative and trying to appear perfect, upright, upstanding, just allowing yourself to learn as you go, allowing yourself to make mistakes. I'm also getting some of you might have emotional attachment issues that makes it really difficult for you to walk away. Maybe you're anxiously attached. Feels like there's a lot of beliefs, the way you were raised. Everything, it feels like, is against you from becoming yourself, which is this a leader. And now looking at it from a larger perspective, looking at it from 5D, looking down into the 3D, it looks like on a soul level, you're a very powerful soul. And you wanted to experience feeling completely isolated and alone and detached and powerless. So it feels like I'm talking to an old soul, and you wanted this experience in this lifetime in the 3D of not remembering who you are and giving your power away to everyone around you, and then figuring it out, and then finding out who you are, taking your power back, and leading yourself and others out of this type of way of being. Feels like that was the most interesting, the most exciting opportunity to go from such confusion, limited perspective, limited view, unable to see yourself, your environment clearly, and then having judgment wake up and be able to see, have a second life, a different experience, very different than the original one, being able to see the lies and deception. Anything else in the advice and outcome? Feels like some of you are terrified to engage in this energy, afraid to make the first step, to take steps, to take action towards what you desire. Feels like that's the big step for a lot of you, is start taking action. Nothing's going to change in the 3D unless you change what's in your 3D. Feels like some of you have been kind of just wait and see for so long that you've forgotten how to take action. You, for some of you, your fears might be stopping you from taking the action to free yourself. And it feels like this is an opportune time to start taking actionable steps. What's one step I can take? Just one every day. Just take little steps. What action can I take to become the person I say I prefer to be? To have the life I prefer to have. No one's going to come in and create it for you. If you want something different than what you've been experiencing, there's a need to take action, make different decisions, move in a different way, and then see how that works and keep moving, keep learning, learn as you go. I'm getting this kind of feeling that if you're waiting for someone to come rescue you or someone to come save you out of this, it feels like you're the one. You're the knight in shining armor. There's a need to face your fears and start making moves in the direction you prefer, is what I'm getting. So, all right, I hope that's helpful. Take care. Have a great day.